Hello and welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome to the first time this episode of Skygate has been recorded.
Quick, does anybody remember any of the jokes we made
In the first 5 minutes last time? I don't know, that was last night, and you got called in between now.
Awaken to Pay.
Awaken to
Awaken
Pay.
to Pay.
And
You
then-
guys missed Awaken to Pay, it is gone, it is deleted.
And the circlet of enlightenment.
On
top
on the toupee.
Maybe we can just upload the clip sometime.
Too late. Delete.
Deleted. God.
Unfortunate.
Ixnay.
However, welcome to Skygate, our D&D 5e campaign that takes place almost entirely underground in the Dwarven Hold of Skygate and the terrifying Underdark beneath. Last time, you guys went shopping and got a Booyag assistant.
Those were not the same. We didn't go shopping.
You got a Booyag assistant and went shopping.
There we go.
Along with other shopping needs.
Yeah, we didn't go shopping and got a Booyag assistant.
No.
Like while we were shopping. No,
there's no Booyag assistant store in Skygate.
unfortunately.
I didn't go shopping.
Oh yeah, we had some.
Oh yeah,
Rhetoric.
you went up on your soapbox.
Proselytizing.
Yes.
I lost my eye. Willingly.
You, one of us has gotten a whole new perspective.
Totally not cursed eye.
That is actually. I'm pretty sure that whatever the mysterious third effective it is, based off of how these witches operate, and based off of one of the similar-ish magic item that we got off of a different one of them, which acted like as almost like a radio, I suppose.
Yeah.
My guess is the witches could look through this eye and use like, and that's why they're like, assassin-y dude had it.
Fair.
So for the most part, I would like to keep that eye covered.
Oh, you're wearing an eye patch.
I'll wear an eye patch. Probably something gaudy.
Okay.
And I'll just take the eye patch off when I need the tracking or the magical dark vision.
Okay.
But I don't just necessarily want to be live broadcasting everything we're doing to the survivors.
So you're going to start wearing an eye patch.
Yeah.
I would like you to be very explicit when the eye patch is off.
Yes.
It's not going to be assumed if you're tracking it's off. You have to tell me if your eye patch is
He's
coming
playing.
off or not.
It's
Fair
like
enough.
it's like you get like the anime music starts playing, and he's like, "I revealed my eyes."
I've mentioned this before. I want to play a tabaxi with like two different color eyes who wears an eye patch.
Right.
So that way, if like the guards show up looking for a tabaxi with like one blue eye, he just like moves the eye patch over to the other eye.
He's just the bird version of Maximilian Pegasus.
Yugi! The king who stole my fucking soul, Yugi!
You can't say that that's not gonna happen.
I was about to say, do not give me that power, but do give me that.
You don't know what the third magical effect of this eye is.
Freaking steal some old
to the
man's
Shadow
soul.
Realm.
We send people to the Shadow Realm.
I take the eye patch off. I look at not Hingara, please. I look at. It's been so long since we've interacted with him. I can't even remember his name.
Vickelroy?
I look at Vickelroy and attempt to send him to the Shadow Realm.
Okay.
D100 roll.
Crit?
See ya, Vickelroy.
You crit the save. I had to crit the save.
Nothing happens? I put the eye patch back on.
Okay.
Or the shot.
I like the idea that like you have like a once per like 100 years ability to send someone to the Shadow Realm. You just wasted on Vickelroy. You crit the save.
We'll never know.
Now we have to do a cover-up.
So, easy enough, you could probably, unless you're wanting to go on a particularly elaborate shopping spree for it, you could find a eye patch and bedazzle it, or whatever you'd like to do.
Perfect. Sounds.
We'll call it 2 gold pieces for a nice bedazzled eye patch.
That makes my math awful easy. Appreciate that.
3.
It's like the
It's
Y2K
actually 2 gold, 7
bedazzling of
copper.
your hair, except for it's your magical eye.
I believe you guys were heading to the Cragcrown estate next for your bit of
We're getting Ngara's goddamn medal.
his goddamn medal. That's right. And arriving there, they seem to have been expecting you. You're kind of brought to a foyer area. This is the first time you've done this.
This
You've
is
never
this
been
is
there
literally
before.
as far as we made it. This is where the game crashed last time. Let's hope when we interact with the double doors that lead in the game
there
doesn't crash.
I drop a
and
quick
stuff,
save.
I'm not called the knight, so I shouldn't be able to crash the
yeah.
game.
Remember, you only get one of those per campaign.
I'm not gonna waste it here.
Snacks?
Um,
Oh yeah, Lala wants some snacks.
yes.
Yeah!
Nice,
Hey, fuck you.
There's a table with a nice selection of cured meats and mushrooms.
I'm there.
A charcuterie board. I get Angara a little plate.
I throw the mushrooms on the ground. I just fight them off or whatever.
A dwarven servant in the corner of the room kind of like panicked, kind of runs over and starts cleaning up after you.
Are there any cheeses?
How fucking
cheese.
dare you? I was about to eat that.
No one has more friends than
The man with many cheeses.
Got him.
What a stupid deep cut reference. Holy shit.
I was thinking about that for like a solid minute. Like, that's gonna be good.
Here it comes. Here it comes. After a little bit of time, you guys are brought to a pretty nice looking room. It's not like a throne room. It seems like this is laid out fairly similar to the hall where you had your fancy dinner. It's a bit smaller. There's kind of a long table at the front of it. And you can see a familiar pair of faces. You see Warbin Cragcrown sitting kind of standing in front of this, who kind of has like a cocked eyebrow, like a course look on his face as you all walk in, and you can see sitting at the table behind him, kind of slowly raising a cured strip of beef to her old wrinkled lips, Lasgorka Cragcrown.
I shove Axel like towards Lasgorka. Like kind of give him like the have at it, buddy. Like put.
Your Majesty.
Oh god.
You again.
I'm so glad she didn't go in for a second bite.
That would be some real.
Just 2 hours plus later to say another word.
Warbin will speak up at this point and say, when I was told that a strange group of adventurous types in the city had gotten into some trouble and stopped some trouble, I had a feeling I might be seeing the group of you. Seems like you've done a great service for the city. And in honor of that, we have brought you here essentially to, from the family Cragcrown, offer our deep thanks and give an opportunity for any one of you to be appointed Dwarfkin. So those of your locals know.
We couldn't have done it without the help of this. His name I remember.
Ingara. Unfathomless.
I don't believe I remember him as part of your company.
He's my new Booyag assistant.
No, we've always had him.
New to the role, always in the company?
New to the role, he was a prisoner of the hags and bravely fought with us.
Tanked one spell.
He took a bullet for us.
He took a bullet for us.
Leapt into battle with no thought for his own
Exactly.
safety.
Well, the honor has been presented to be gifted to any one of you, to whoever you
We're
would
not making it
prefer.
hard, Dwarfkin. Sorry,
Okay,
what does that mean
now
in
what's the
context?
importance of Dwarfkin?
Essentially, Dwarfkin is an honorary clan of the city, the same way that Runeheart is a clan. You are Dwarfkin. Dwarfkin is a clan of all non-dwarves who have done some great service for the city. You've met one other Dwarfkin. It was a lady who was a guest at the dinner who had saved a bunch of school children and was given this. It doesn't necessarily give you like obvious privileges to move about city. If you were to like buy property, you would have better taxes on it, the things along those lines. But in extension, it's essentially an honorary title, but one that carries a great deal of respect amongst the dwarves of the city, and offers you some opportunities.
Well, I think it's a Rochambeau between me and Lala. for that one. Because I'm the face of the company, so it makes sense as like from a business
But
perspective.
I.
But also, the Lala is the
Shoves
face
Axel
of
to
the
the ground.
party.
And I'm the people's princess.
It's true.
And Garna
That's-
points at Axel and says, "You should have it."
Come on, man.
I mean,
Don't give me bad dreams.
I told you I wasn't gonna do that to you, okay? Anyway.
My vote's for Lala, but that.
I'll settle this. I'll take it.
You already have a freaking noble title. You don't need it.
Always give it to the god.
we could always just give
But
Would you really
I'm
follow?
in. I
I mean, that's kind
have
of my
space in
vote,
You
If we can get Dermer
monsters.
on our side, we can at least
my
force it down.
boyfriend.
We can at least bring it
but
to a coin
we'll
flip.
never get those two to agree. Lala will side with us,
we
but
can at
she
least
gives it to Axel.
we can get Dermer to agree. We can at least bring this to a coin flip.
I'm fine with either Axel or Lala having it. As far as like, I feel like if Lala has it, it probably makes the eventual marriage much easier. I also think that like you got literally kidnapped for this whole gig, which was all part of our plan.
Right.
It was
Also
how we were
think,
planning on taking him down from the beginning.
The one who threw those ball bearings really,
That's true.
really earned
yeah.
Just saying.
The statue will be you throwing ball bearings at a hag.
It's like it's a fountain.
Falling. Yeah, it's a fountain. I'm fine with the other one, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a rock paper scissors situation between you two and
Honorable
Give it to
duel.
Lala.
honorable duel.
No, it's me.
I'm like, I'll be gracious and give it to Lala. It's like, I won't be gracious and take it.
So
It's me.
Lala's getting it.
It's gonna be.
I mean, she did also 1v1
You want the hag.
the hag for most of that fight.
Yeah.
So, to get this straight, it is now Dame, Lala Parina Larlipsy, Dwarfkin, the third.
Yes.
Okay. As you have to keep track of that because in Dragonborn culture,
names are very important.
names are very important. Full titles are very important. To not address a fellow Dragonborn by their full title is disrespect.
Dame Lala Lipsy.
Lala Parina Larlipsy, excuse me, Dame. Lala Parina Larlipsy, Dwarfkin, the third.
Yeah, you can't leave off the dame. That's like leaving off doctor.
That's right.
Just wait till you.
That's like leaving off Professor and Professor Bogus.
Yeah, just wait until we decide to run away to the surface and steal a ship, and then it's going to be Captain Dame.
True Dwarfkin.
Orbin will then follow up by saying, from some previous conversations we've had, I know that there was quite a bit of hope for your company to get a deep Delver's Writ. I believe having a Dwarfkin in the company can help put you at the top of the list. So I wouldn't be surprised to be hearing from them soon.
That's excellent news.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Anyone else got expletives that they want?
Superlative.
Wizard. I'm bringing it back.
I'm bringing it
That was pretty wizard.
Why doesn't anybody say wizard anymore?
Well, we thank you, and it was our pleasure to serve the realm.
Yeah. Our pleasure as well.
Profoundly uncomfortable.
I'm telling you, we get like a life-size portrait made of you.
And we immediately get it. And we immediately
We give
get
it to the queen, and we're legally untouchable. In
If you'd like, Axel could serve your realm.
No. Executed.
Like we said.
So we're proud to serve the realm.
Yeah.
Wonderful weather we're having.
You guys in a cantankerous mood.
Unless you guys like me to continue to chew at Matty G, you're welcome to leave.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, how long is he willing to keep
Until her
this up?
stare burns a hole through her clothes.
I'm gonna grab a handful of the popcorn strip and blow it.
Someone
excellent movie.
stuff a banana in there.
On a wall.
A chuck. And
And
The
the
Tyler joke that got deleted.
The Skygate
and the Sky Guard mentioned a check.
Mentioned a chick.
No, he didn't.
That were losers.
This is not pudding. Such a great movie. You all leave. I've decided. And it's late in the evening at this point. I assume you are
Crashing for the night.
going to go home and go to
I want to
bed.
look around very carefully for the Crimson Fox.
Where at?
On the rooftops and stuff.
Just like as you're
In
walking back.
windows. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me.
windows.
He's got
You look up and he's just like, he's got his face
Go ahead and
pressed
give
up
me
against
a
the
perception
glass.
check. Give me a perception
Story
check.
Because, like, he somehow knows where we are all the time.
I mean, he just shows up at our house.
Oh, God, he crit.
Crit.
My guess is wherever he is, he's not stealthy enough to be a crit.
You
Probably
glance
taking that
around,
selfish.
and you don't see him. You don't see like him jumping from rooftop to rooftop, but you're like constantly looking around. You're like, I think I can. I feel like he's got to be around here somewhere. You're confident you don't see him anywhere around you, but as you walk up to the inverted peaks, leaning against the side of the front door,
Of course.
in a cowl, you see him sitting there, and he's flipping a coin. He has like a gold or copper piece sitting on his thumb that he flips. And then like goes and just lands right past him. Fitzar picks it up and flips it again and struggles to catch it the second time as he's waiting. As the group of you walk up to him, you did this.
You manifested him. Magical thinking. You
He
manifested
will
him.
glance up at you. The bit of light from these like kind of gas burning torch sconce things that surround that like move throughout the city. He'll look over the light hitting his face and say, "Well, well, well. Would seem you all have been busy.
What?
Yeah, we usually are.
I assume you called me here to give a report."
I mean, you
on your findings.
in a metaphysical sense, you did somehow
Can I
call
sneak
him
to
here,
steal the Crimson Fox's hair?
His hair? Oh, like you want to like pluck one? How are you gonna go about doing that? I mean, he's in like a mask and a hood, so it's tricky to get to. But you tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna rip down the hood and just.
You're just running up and pulling this hood off and trying to yank a hair out?
Yeah.
We're gonna get canceled.
Assault.
I don't
Hey,
think
hey.
it's I understand you want
It's
to get.
not assault if no one sees it.
You know what?
What do you mean no one sees it? You're just walking up and
Go
doing
ahead and roll me a sleight of hand. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand.
it. You are good at those.
I have a 9.
Plus
Oh,
9.
+9. Oh, jeez.
No.
12?
12.
You come over and you like reach for the hood. As you do, he goes and catches it in an insanely swift motion. Catches your hand and he goes,
Nice.
"What are you? What's the meaning of this?" Casts your hand aside. "I thought we were allies."
We are.
And he kind of like gets into a lower stance. He really just kind of like squats where he's at, and his hands go up to the side.
Okay, plan B. Can I have some of your hair?
Why?
For fun.
Roll me a disadvantage deception.
Yep. Both of these, lowest one.
Oh, 6 or...
6 plus your
Is he-
deception.
He's leaning against like the side of the door, right?
Yeah.
He's not like
Not
necessarily
against
like
the
in
door.
our
10.
way.
He's next to the door.
10,
10? No!
please.
No! That's a very odd request.
I'll just leave you all to it. I've got a busy day tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna push past this cluster.
Lyle, you gotta stop drinking.
I like shielding Gara's eyes like a protective parent. Don't look at the crazy bitch.
Lyle, you should probably go to bed. You've had way too much to drink.
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
He kind of looks at you and nods, like annoying, like, drinking on the job. That's what I guess separates the true heroes from those that are just trying
You
their
don't
best.
drink on the job? What kind of fucking guy? I wanna go to bed.
Drake.
Well, if you have nothing of use to share with me, my city needs me.
I am going to say in his mind, because I can do that, I'm going to ask him to meet me on a rooftop. Like, I'll like, describe one nearby later tonight.
Okay.
I'm really trying to become Commissioner Gordon.
Intend to meet him there.
Yeah.
Okay, go and roll me a persuasion. An advantage persuasion because this absolutely appeals to his sense of, mystique.
Yeah.
His idiom.
His own particular idiom.
Persuasion. I have plus to that. 16.
I shall see you then. 2 hours.
He says this out loud. And then I'll know I can talk. He's like,
He just,
I'm
you
having a good
kinda-
time. Yeah.
You see him kind of like look up and then glance over at you and say that.
Your action.
Crimson Fox! Hello! And he dashes into the
I go
street.
inside.
Did
Gets
you
hit by
leave
a
any
bus.
hairs behind?
What a strange boy.
Just roll me a d20.
7.
No hairs.
Why do you want his hairs?
So she can.
So she can give him nightmares.
You gave Jocelyn like a modicum of witchcraft, and it's gonna be there.
I was the highest bidder.
We really need to make Jocelyn.
If you didn't want her to have the crucible of darkened dreams, you should have outbid him.
We definitely need to make like a homebrew or find like a witch class for Jocelyn sometime that's got all the witchy.
Very great video on the Downtown Activities YouTube channel describing the best build to play a witch. You should check it out.
It is a pretty neat build.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Smash that like button. Hit the bell.
Can we not become those people?
We are those people.
I'm going to bed.
We'll be
Good
that,
night.
but only ironically.
I assume all of you are going to bed, save one of you.
I act like I'm going to bed.
No, of course.
Even though we probably all
We also none of us care.
Yeah, like
You're like sneaking.
I'm like in the kitchen
one-
making
I
a
just picture,
sandwich.
Like, I just picture like candlelight and glass of water watching you like sneak down the hall. Just like,
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
No, I like-
because you're invisible.
I'm invisible in the dark and I can see in magical and non-magical.
And I'm like wearing heavy armor, and I'm not stealthy.
I just also like the idea, like candles holding the water. Zaraxis like gets up to go to the bathroom, just opens the door to see they are like crouched down, like sneaking out, just like
clunk, clunk, clunk.
like a Skyrim crouch.
yeah.
And if you make it to that rooftop, this nondescript rooftop for Cygnus, you'll get up there. You can tell he has been there for some amount of time. There is like, it's not like a gargoyle, but there's like a slight section of the roof that extends out. That's a little statue piece built underneath that he's absolutely crouched on, looking out over the city. And there's no, like, it's underground. There's not really any wind down here, but you can tell like he's occasionally like shaking his shoulders so his cape kind of breezes back behind him.
It's a
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Yeah. If we find one, we'll gift it to him. That'll make his day.
Okay, what?
Can we say I have a cigar?
Sure.
I'm just trying to make it cinematic. I'm gonna like go and lean up against the edge of the building and like light a cigar and be like, so, Crimson Fox.
When you say so, oh, you're here. Seems he did not notice you approach.
Damn it. This is the worst Batman ever.
And he'll stand and turn towards you. But no, he stays looking out over the city. He stays looking out over the city. He
I'm
says,
also just like not looking.
why? What have brought you here?
I'm
What is
wondering-
it you need from
I'm
me?
wondering what you've heard on the streets. What's the talk of the city?
The city. Her screams are deafening.
God damn it.
I've heard more than I can share in one night's time. What regarding?
Have you heard about any actions by the Ivory Syndicate?
Oh yes, the Syndicate. Their wretched fingers claw and grasp all over this place. Believe I am on the trail of one of their individuals now.
I think they're up to something big. You better focus your efforts on tracking as many of them as you can.
What kind of something big are we speaking of here?
I'm not sure yet.
Why is
You're
it?
the worst Christian.
That's fine.
He's the worst
That's
Batman.
I mean,
fine.
I'm just
That's
like lying on my
perfect.
ass, training him to do something for me.
If you... I am a defender of the city. A defender who at times is like a rabid dog. You point me in the direction. Justice, frothy, and sharp-fanged shall little approach.
frothy?
Because he's a rabid dog.
But he's a fox, so it doesn't, like why he used the dog as his metaphor when he used the crimson fox doesn't make any fucking sense, which is why it's so bad.
Frothy justice. My favorite kind.
I like my justice the way I like my rabid dogs, frothy. God.
I don't know what they're up to, but you know what kind of people these are. You know it can't be good.
I was already on the trail of the syndicate before you came here. If you have nothing of value to share,
My city needs me.
then the city, she needs me.
What are you?
He's going to stand up, brushing the cape out to the sides, and he's going to glance over his shoulder and say, I'm exactly what this city needs. And he's going to step off in front of you, drunk.
I'm gonna try and see where you fall.
Looking over the edge, go ahead and give me a perception check.
3.
Oh my god.
You know, he's gone.
I am Commissioner Gordon now. That went perfectly.
You just fucking Peter Pan off of this ledge right here.
And zoom out, panning shot, you see Theogar going like, looking out over, and you see a barely struggling to hang on to the underside of this statue, Crimson Fox holding on to the mouth of it, and his feet kind of kicking up along the side so he doesn't go tumbling to his death. As Theogar looks out and then turns and walks away.
I'm just gonna shake my head and take a puff and walk back.
What was the purpose of this?
I don't know, I just wanted to be in a comic book scene.
That's right. It was certainly entertaining.
It
It doesn't need a point, it just needs
a
to be
restful
fun.
night's sleep, except for one of you. Axel,
Oh.
you are plagued by a nightmare. Might be a strong word for this. A dream, a very strong, like recurring kind of wake up, fall back into it, looping dream, where you see a beautiful elven woman in a crown, surrounded by 13 elven individuals, both men and women, in fine decorative robes. And as it kind of, a light kind of shines down, you're kind of like a perspective facing them, her standing there, these 13 kind of in an arced circle behind her. A light kind of shines and casts a shadow from each of them. And you can see the shadow cast by each of them is not that of a person, but of a bird. You see that the lady's shadow casts one quite raven-like, whereas the 13 individuals behind her, all of their shadows have kind of curved vulture-like beaks. And you can see a strange arcane ritual circle set in front of them.
But all of them were deceived.
Yeah, I was getting real.
And you
yeah,
hear Weldra be spoken from behind you, and you snap awake. You slowly drift off, the same dream occurs again.
Can I roll like a history or arcana? If I recognize, or maybe a religion?
You could roll either. You could roll any of the above, depending on what you're looking for. The most relevant information? No, I can't tell you.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
I'll go with arcana because that's what I'm best at. Because I'm a wizard. Hit. Oh, 20 total.
20 total. You don't recognize the exact nature of the ritual circle, but it looks like very old, very powerful magics. And you can tell that while you don't know the exact nature of it, it looks like a arcane ritual in which multiple individuals are kind of a part of it. And it looks like all but one of the kind of aspects of this ritual circle are cohesive in opposition to the other ones, though done so very subtly. It seems like a majority of this ritual is done to undermine one individual doing the ritual.
Can I tell like who is being undermined?
Roll me a perception.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Well,
Once again, it's symbolism.
well, yes.
Oh, you haven't picked up
I'm
on it,
just-
obviously.
Clearly.
Mister, pour me another glass
19.
of evil juice.
19. It seems by the way they are laid out, the part of the ritual that is seemingly being undermined by all the other parts of the rituals would line up with where the individual with the crown is standing.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Apart from that, you all wake up the next morning.
Who's my...
Apart from it.
What's for breakfast?
I wake up a little bit late, so there isn't breakfast ready for
I'm
me.
gonna bang on your door.
Yeah? Ingara answers the door.
I don't want to bother Ingara. I want to bother you.
Yeah, but I'm like going through my notes.
And the door opens and you kind of look in at first and see nothing, and then look down and see Ngara and says, "We ain't busy. What you need?"
Oh, you're so cute and small. Can you?
I am fearsome.
He's
I am a
unfathomless.
powerful caster. I can shoot fire from my fingers.
She could breathe
Nothing
fire.
cute or small about
Do you
fire.
want a little sweater?
Yes.
We'll get you a sweater later.
I'm not cute or small. Do you want a sweater? Yes.
It's the pause and like the look
Tell
around.
them to make breakfast, and then we're gonna go shopping, and we'll buy you a sweater.
I will convey your message to Buyag. Good day.
Okay.
He closes the door.
Good day.
You go back in. So needy. All the tribe needy for the Buyag.
It's how it goes. They're just useless without us, huh? Well, that's enough reading through my notes. I think I've... It's the classic I'm going through my notes and I'm like, oh, I already have Weldra written down with a question mark. I guess that's just a plot thread I didn't catch up on as much. So I need to... It's like, go look into that. Hang on, I need to add a second question mark. So I know it's come up twice.
Yeah.
Because that's the name that Vicendi gave me earlier. I was initially looking up... This is how like circular logic happens. Is Vicendi told me like I had like a name, Weldra, and I'm like, okay, I'll look into that. And then now I have this dream, and I thought was like, I should talk to Vicendi about if he knows anything about this Weldra character. And I'm like, wait a second,
You know anything about this? Does the name Weldra mean anything to you? He's like,
are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Second question mark added. I will look into that with the library or whoever might.
Off to see how greedily and deep the dwarves have dug, I suppose.
Sorry.
so group of you kind of get together. Are you all going to the mines, I assume, together?
It's omelets with like roasted peppers this morning.
Ooh. At this point, I'm not making you roll every morning. You're good at making food.
Mm-hmm.
Got good breakfast. Everyone enjoys it. Hingara voraciously eats it. He's not used to good food, especially with this nice, finely crafted, artisanal food. The group of you can make it down to the Rubyfist mines, and eventually will be brought up to a mine you're very familiar with, and told...
the old home away from home.
home away from home.
I should just leave a bedroll here, honestly.
This mine, you take the normal path. There's no like recognizable individuals are here. It seems like there's somebody who is like some sort of foreman or something who's kind of being in charge of this mine right now that you don't recognize. An elderly looking dwarf man still looks like a lifetime of mining, but now more of bossing people around.
Do they have a couple of guards posted again, or?
Looking at it, you can tell that there's quite a few people who are hanging around the outside of it, who are seemingly on break and seemingly kind of like taking shifts moving around, though they seem like they're keeping avid watch. It seems like it's not like they're guarding to make sure nothing's coming out from inside. It's more like they're making sure nobody's poking around asking questions.
Okay, so it seems business as usual.
Yes.
Not like
It doesn't seem like there's no new dwarf skin suits on the ground. There's no
miners
new
got
shit.
liquefied.
Yeah. And after quite a ways of walking, you guys will arrive to a familiar gemstone cavern. And getting to the mouth of where the cave-in is, you see an entirely new, put-in metal wall with a metal doorway has been installed in the opening of this cave. And you can see multiple locking, latching mechanisms on this side. And you can see an armed guard on this side of the wall.
Now,
as you
did
approach.
they do this as a precaution or
Reaction.
yes, reaction? Asking the guard.
He says, I'm told expert consultant advice was to be cautious with this. And you can, at this point that you're up at the door, you can hear the muffled sound of stone breaking beyond.
Well,
we warned you.
it's more the letter of the law than the spirit, I suppose. But
You do what you can do.
I'm assuming you all are the scouting party.
That's us.
Let's head as far down as the miners have gone. Whether that's just to the other side of the door, or whatever, and then I'll carry on from there.
Sounds good. Ingar, you can hang out on this side of the door. I'll send the Raven with a message in case we need help, and you can help us out that way.
I'll cover flank.
Thanks.
Make sure these
Amen.
dwarves don't try.
Hey man, are you excited about the mission?
I gotta be careful about where. It's like Ingar is like on like follower mode, and I have to remember be careful about where I leave him, otherwise he ends up
Ungroup,
like,
otherwise he'll walk into a tripwire and blow you all.
You need to go tell him wait here, but
Yeah.
then you need to remember to go back for him later.
Right.
Yeah.
The rest of you, he will undo a bunch of these latching mechanisms. This guard will undo a bunch of these latching mechanisms, and opening the door, you can see not 15 feet beyond it is where the cave-in was. It is open, and you can see dark tunnel ahead of you there. It seems like there is 4 dwarven miners or construction workers or something on this side who are affixing new support beams, and the metal clanking and kind of like clank noise you're hearing is not mining away rock, but building structuring like support brackets to make sure that where this cave-in is, where that soft spot is fully secured. It seems like there's an open path to go down where the tunnel was previously.
If I come back just hauling ass,
right.
just collapse, just rip those supports out as soon as I'm past.
Gotcha. That's what Shatter was made for.
Stand back, everyone stand back, please. I'm
Spell fails. We all die.
I'm going to use a new trick, which is casting Pass Without Trace.
Alright,
You trick.
new trick it is. And then you are off into the darkness.
Off into the darkness.
Okay. The rest of you are staying on this side, on the spooky side of the door, but not following down the tunnel to begin with.
Yeah, I guess.
Pass Without Trace stealth past all of us.
That is true.
But I can move at a fast pace while traveling alone, stealthily, and
So
would still
what,
have
we got
disadvantage.
you would still have
freaking
disadvantage.
tic-tac-toe in the dirt?
Yeah, or cards, or
Yeah.
Everyone got cards.
whatever you feel like.
Not on my character sheet.
Well, this
You don't
I do have a gaming set, so it is cards, I
Oh.
believe.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we'll sit around in a circle and play cards.
Okay, you guys start playing some cards, and you guys go through here. The bird walks off and disappears into the darkness, and you all start playing cards.
The game
What
is
is
52
your-
pickup.
This isn't going to be a deep, long tunnel.
Right.
What is the extent of what you're doing? Are you just walking until you run into something interesting, or splitting the path?
Yeah,
essentially.
I'm essentially like, because if there's no splits in the path or nothing interesting, then I'm just going to keep going.
Give me an advantaged stealth.
It's like if I come across other pathways or like tracks or something like that like something that like isn't
Are you
just
unsealing your eye?
I guess that's kind of a mechanical question.
Oh.
Like, would I have to make a survival check in order to just like find tracks as I'm exploring? Or,
If you want to
and it's specific for tracking something, right? Not
Yes.
just survival checks. Okay,
Yes,
so
it's
I'm
not
gonna leave
survival
it,
checks, it's
Yeah, so I'm just
for
gonna leave
tracking.
it. I'll just leave it covered because I don't.
It's essentially like if you want to make a survival check to look for tracks in this path while you're moving through it, you can do so.
18 on this
You
one.
will have to have your eye uncovered essentially the entire time you're down here because you're going to have to keep looking as you go.
Right. Yeah, but that's specific for like tracking something, which at the moment I'm not. That doesn't start until I find tracks. My stealth check is going to be a 34
Because the plus
because
10.
it passed without
That's the plus
trace.
10 from Pass Without Trace. A excellent check. Disappear into the night. You will walk for a good distance. You probably, moving fast-paced, go a good 45 minutes maybe deep into this cavern. And it seems like this particular path is a pretty straight shot one. As you get closer, you can see signs of kind of burning along the ground, probably
From
where
that
some of
vine
that
thing,
vine
yeah.
stuff was.
Does it look like the Kruthix came from this direction originally?
You can see some like scrape marks and stuff if you look closely in the stonework of things kind of moving around. You don't see burrow holes, but it seems like Kruthic traffic has gone through this tunnel at some point. As like the kind of telltale sign of their claws is definitely here. You don't know how old it is.
Still just wonder what they were running from originally.
And as you kind of enter in here, I'd like a perception.
The fungus among us.
Angel.
Hey, I don't think that angel was all that concerned with Kruthix, but that's an 11 on perception.
They didn't know that.
With an 11, luckily it's not hard to really notice. It's kind of, it's not, it's almost at the last second you kind of notice this, but you do notice what sounds like, as this tunnel kind of winds and turns and stuff, you notice a like humming noise, like a kind of a noise that seems to be increasing in volume, as if something's approaching you making that noise.
Make the same noise back.
I will
Symmetry.
It's a giant wasp.
probably gross. I will lay down and kind of tuck myself as tight into kind of the corner of the like tunnel as possible. I think.
Okay, you tuck deeply into this corner and kind of look up to see what looks like a sphere, probably yay big, made of some sort of gilded golden-like metal in the shape of an eye, with a kind of lens in the center set into it, floating in the air, hover around, kind of hover. It doesn't seem to notice you as it goes past, and is
Does it? If it's like golden, does it seem celestial?
roll me a religion.
Oh, great.
-1.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of book learning. 5.
5. It's shiny and fancy. It looks too nice for the Underdark.
Celestial.
It must be from the gods.
Shiny rock must be from the gods.
Yeah. Smash cut to civilization.
It hovers past and seems to be continuing down this pathway.
They're patrolling. Cool. Well, at least now I know what the humming is, so I don't necessarily need to hide from it every time. Unless it's also got an auto turret on it or something.
Wouldn't do that.
What? Are you crazy?
Wouldn't it?
Okay, they definitely have auto turrets on them. Watch out.
Moving along down the tunnel, I suppose.
And you kind of continue moving at a fast pace. The group of you don't ever see the eye reach the other end. You're moving at a fast pace, so it probably won't catch back up. I mean, if you kind of wait a moment, like it doesn't go much further than where you're at before you can kind of, if you listen, hear the humming stay pretty consistent in distance from you, as if it's probably following you at this point, moving back down.
Well, I
this
might
tunnel.
just do the same thing then, like kind of
Tuck into
hide from it and then just follow it.
Okay.
If we're essentially moving at the same pace.
It seems to be moving like just slightly slower than like a fast travel pace, but it's moving quickly. It's not trying to be sneaky or anything like that.
Well, I'll just follow it then.
You tuck into that again. It goes past. It doesn't seem to notice you, and you can definitely kind of slide in behind
Some
it.
weird. Walk into the Underdark in your fantasy game, and all of a sudden you're in some weird sci-fi bullshit.
And you kind of follow again for probably another 30 minutes as this tunnel continues going on, and you can see it open
So I
out
have
into a larger
Lost,
chamber.
pass without trace at this point.
Yeah. It opens out into a wider, bigger chamber, and the eye kind of moves into and then goes along the wall off to the left of it and continues kind of floating. This chamber you can't see the opposite side of, but it seems like it's a large stone chamber. Natural, not anything man-made. Looking into it as well, it's hard to tell with dark vision because of color differentiation and stuff. The texture of the floor seems to be a little bit different as you get a little closer to the center of the room.
Have I discovered a Sarlacc pit?
We can only hope so.
Let's go program. Yeah. Oh man, we could get rid of so many of our problems in a Sarlacc pit.
Any cool Beskar armor in there?
Let's.
Got to pry Timber Morrison out of it, but yeah, sure.
One of my characters has ended up with Beskar armor that I had to pry Mandalorian out of already, so we don't need to do that in that other campaign. Or do we? Let's. I don't know. Let's go see what's up with weird floor texture.
Okay.
Like I can see a seam in the video game. Like
It's not like a
textures,
straight line. It's much more irregular shaped.
or like a chunk of another plane was teleported in here or something.
Something like that. Something like that. And moving more into the room, like you can tell it looks still kind of like the stonework, and it's not that like viney material. Are you going up and like actually physically interacting, like touching it, like stepping on it, or just getting to the edge?
I'd rather get to the edge of it, and I don't really want to step on it. I'd rather kind of get to the edge of it and poke at it with, like, my sword or something, rather than like
Then put your boot straight on it.
Then sprint and belly flop on it.
Moving up to like, you can just tell by your dark vision. Again, you don't really have like the color differentiation and stuff. It has a slight reflectiveness to it. And it still seems hard when your like blade touches it. It seems something maybe glass or crystalline like. It has you can't really tell. And as your blade kind of presses against it, it almost like shaves off the top layer of it. It almost like is like an obsidian or a mica that kind of like is a stony like hardness, but flakes off in sheets and kind of breaks easily. It's fairly brittle as your blade touches it.
You can always light a match and look at it.
And everything in the it's the like guard alert noise, but it's just like 100 question marks appear in the dark all around. Let's go the direction that I went, I guess.
Okay.
Interesting.
Going back towards that kind of leftward wall, you can kind of move along with it and catch back up if you're moving quickly. It'll take a second just kind of just kind of go back to it. You can kind of catch up with it, and you can see it branch into a different tunnel that leads out of this room itself. And it's approaching towards somewhere where there's a decent amount of light coming from. As you get into this tunnel, there seems to be light up ahead.
Like kind of the orange glow of like torches or candles, or
golden glow, but not to the same brightness as the angel.
I push my luck. Let's keep going.
So this will take away your invisibility. Yeah. It's not looking at you, but it's going to kind of enter into this chamber. You can't really see anything. You have to like sneak up to the doorway, essentially like the opening into this larger lit chamber. If you would like to, you can do so.
Why not?
You don't know where it turns around though.
It's true.
Fair. Moving up.
That's why there was that cupboard halfway down that hallway. I was supposed to get in that so that it would turn around, and then I could. 18.
18. You kind of get right up to the edge and peer around, and you can see this thing kind of hover into this room. It seems like it's been set up. There's like small kind of sleeping quarters. It looks like the gaudiest campsite you've ever seen. And that like there's like a setup of like traveling tent sleepwear kind of stuff, like kind of cot made, but it seems to be mostly made of like fine gilded metal and like velvety reflective material like linens over the top of it. And you can see sitting on the edge of one of those wearing a very fine kind of almost golden looking suit of armor, there's an elf. The elf, give me a moment here. Make sure. You can see there seems to be a female elf. She has kind of golden tan skin. And you're kind of looking over her shoulder and her back. She seems to be also clean shaven, no hair, but golden tan skin, kind of female form. But the armor she's wearing is like a fine golden one. And you can see the armor itself sends off light. And she seems to be eating some. She has like essentially like a bejeweled bowl in one hand and a gilded like fine metal spoon that she seems to be spooning something out of it and eating, sitting there. And you can see just beside her a Pegasus standing. That seems to that's not looking at this chamber, but kind of like looks over its shoulder as this gilded eye kind of floats past and goes down a different.
That's not shit you see in the Underdark every day. A Pegasus, sweet. Well,
that's some info if you ever heard one.
Yeah, but like,
what's your duty of care here? Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure these are the good guys.
You like to think so, but
you'd like to think that, wouldn't you? I suppose I will step into the open.
Okay.
Take off my fez, hold it respectively in both hands, and sort of awkwardly and respectfully clear my throat.
Now, you see this Pegasus kind of twist its head and turn, and this individual like quickly tossed the bowl to the side and twist around, looking at you, reaching for a longsword on her hip, and you can see like beautiful like golden eyes. Like the very deep golden tan skin, but her eyes are like literal reflective, shimmery, like golden color as she grasps the blade at her side. and says something in a voice that sounds almost like harmonic chorus and chiming bells, and glares at you in an untrusting manner.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. I also don't speak Celestial. I assume that's what that was. My name is Kendall. I'm from a city called Skygate.
And you see her press her hand against her chest and like a little bit of light glow on it, and then she seems to kind of like...
My name is Kendall. I'm from a city called Skygate, which is some miles from here. It connects the Underdark to the surface, which is why the dwarves call it Skygate. It's sort of a stupid name. It's not really... It's just sort of a gate. It's not Anyway.
Candles in love, he's flustered.
Anyway, I'm working with a adventuring company that's currently attached to a dwarven mining company, which just continues to dive deeper and deeper into the Underdark. We previously encountered an associate of yours, an angel lady, we were fighting a big...
Flying fire scorpion.
If you say that, you've admitted that he's right.
cone thing with darkness in it and lava tentacles.
I like to think he's holding his fez like this.
The entire time you're talking like scratching on your ear, holding, talking, and the entire time she's just grasping the hilt of her blade.
She's gonna go,
But we keep...
this is a Wendy's.
Weird place to set up shop.
So like, what do you want to eat?
What you got?
An Underdog cheeseburger.
Are you still doing those spicy nuggets? Because I like them spicy nuggets.
An Underdog Dave's double.
But the dwarves keep delving deeper and deeper into the tunnels, and I've been hired to scout ahead, and your associate informed us that there was some sort of interplanar incursion going on down here that you were all attempting to sort out, that we I suppose I just wanted to know what I should tell the dwarves?
It would be wise to tell them to leave these caverns and not come back. We are, as you said, from... Let me make sure I have the right term. Our lead inquisitor that you met, Kida, is leading a group of us in a hunt for an interplanar criminal. The one who caused this astral tear. This individual is very dangerous. Eldritch parasite from the far realms, who is stolen away with something of great importance to the upper realms.
I don't understand any of that, but
cool. The tear we are maintaining here for ease of travel, but will be closed upon the capture or destruction of this individual and the finding of this missing artifact.
well, being, as I said, attached to an adventuring company that, with some experience in the Underdark, myself in particular, as a Moonstalker Ranger and Underdark Scout, talking needlessly fast, holding affairs, I would be, of course, happy to offer our services in tracking things down. We just recently killed a hag coven that had infested the city, and we've been we're hunting some things of our own in the Underdark.
Roll me a persuasion.
It's a flat roll, fellas.
What you're saying is there's a chance. Oh,
It's kind of cocked, but that's a 10.
it's a 10.
Okay. She will say, she'll kind of like, her kind of stony demeanor will kind of soften a little bit, and she'll be like, this is a problem beyond material solutions. We will handle this.
Require astral
I have no doubt of that, man, but the fact remains that it seems you've been down here some time, and what you may need are extra sets of eyes, especially those familiar with the territory.
Damn. He makes a good point.
She kind of like chuckled to herself a little bit. You're like,
You might be saying you're stumbling around in the Underdark.
She seems to be like, she's kind of not trying to necessarily speak down to you,
Right.
but she's absolutely coming from a tone of like a kid who's like, I want to help build this house you construction workers are building. Or she's like, I appreciate your bravado. Should you find a Thrypeen carrying an eldritch parasite of far realm origin named Alchadric, destroy him and bring whatever he has to us here.
Absolutely. I'll do my best to keep the dwarves from coming down here, but
By nature of this tear, things of the astral sea are seeping through, and not just those that collide with the physical embodiment of the tear itself. A surprisingly large circumference around it has begun pulling things in and through. The magics used to get here were done in haste by an entity that cares not for the barriers that should remain.
no, trust me, I can't make the Underdark any more fucky.
I like that. I don't know what noise that translates to in Celestial.
What is fucky?
Yeah,
They don't have a word for it.
Yeah.
I like to think it's like the heavy, low, dull gong of a bell tower.
You can't make the Underdark more. It's like the drum. It's like the action thuds in movie
Or it's like a
trailers.
discordant, like kind of like clang, like it's a sharp note.
She will say, I am Shasil. My counterpart Tharin, you may see in these parts as well. Though I recommend you not spend any time here. Kida, our lead inquisitor, is deeper in these caverns, looking for this fugitive. We also have sentinels patrolling the area. They will likely have a hard time differentiating any of your material counterparts and unwelcome creatures from the astral plane. I would steer clear of them, as I would this chamber. They are quite deadly. That is their intent here.
They're easy enough to follow along behind for the most part.
Well, yeah, when you have a 38 in stealth and invisibility.
34. How? I guess
38 would be ridiculous.
I do want to write those 3 names down, but you don't necessarily need to spell it out for me right now. You can just text them to me or something, I suppose. That might be a little bit easier.
If you want, it's easy enough. They're shorter names. Kida, Kidah,
Angel Lady.
is Angel Lady. This lady is Shasil, Shasiel, and her counterpart, she said, is Tharin, Tharin.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye out for your suspect. Let you know if we find anything.
Did you write his name down?
I know it's a Thrypeen.
Right, which I have no idea what that is.
None of you probably do,
Yeah.
as characters.
Without meta.
I mean, we'll just be on the lookout for anything extraplanar.
Sure. Just on general principle. Usually we try to go the other way.
Thanks for your time.
I will see to it that the Sentinel does not patrol that particular tunnel for the next little bit of time.
Thank you, Mayor. Let your boss know I think her wings are very pretty. I don't know if she heard me the first time. Bye.
And you can like glance over your shoulder and you see her just like shake her head and turn back around.
I stride off bravely back the way.
Puts the fez back on and like runs back.
jaunty angle.
As you start moving back that way, you hear what sounds like a fairly violent sort of scuffle happen ahead of you.
Uh-oh.
Some sort of violent scuffle happening ahead of me. I'll yell back down the tunnel.
This is like after you've gone away. So
Okay, so
as
it's
you were
more
starting
out
back
of
down.
your shot.
15,
Okay.
20
Essentially,
Right.
like as you're getting back into that main chamber where the floor pattern changes.
Well, in that case, bomb rush, bomb rush, bomb rush, bomb rush. Well, I will move fast but quietly until I can see what's going on.
Okay.
But
You get up to see what looks like a pair of displacer beasts ripping into a Githyanki.
cool.
What is happening down here?
Astral fuckery.
Like I said, can't make the Underdark More
see a
fucking-
Githyanki with a fine-looking silver sword still on his hip, who is it's really the corpse of this Githyanki. It's kind of like a amphibian-like humanoid. For those who don't know what Githyanki looks like, who is just in there. You can see it's a pair of displacer beasts who seem to be currently feasting on his remains.
Yeah, I think I'll.
Insert the meme noise.
I think for the most part, I'll just. I'll leave him to it. You know. Just,
He's got a cool sword.
yeah.
It's like a long sword.
No.
Fine
They're
sword,
feeding.
long
How's he gonna grab it?
How far along? How far along are they in eating him?
sword. They seem to be right on the cusp between killing and eating him.
Ah.
Seems like they're somewhere in that middle ground. Once he's just freshly dead, but not quite freshly being eaten.
Horrific middle ground.
Let's retreat about 100 yards
Okay.
and wait for the noises to die down, and then wait some time longer.
Quickly, you
probably
hear the
gonna-
noises, like the violence of the noises stop, but you can hear like a because you can
Oh, they're
hear
dragging
him
him away.
seemingly dragging his body elsewhere.
So you say, we're just gonna think you're dead eventually.
I'll just wait for them to drag his body away, and if his sword fell out of its scabbard, great. If not,
Going back over,
it's been a
there's-
weird day already.
There's some strange brackish blood on the floor, but nothing else.
Cool. Well, back to service. Not sure what to tell him.
Brackish
Back to
blood?
service.
Well, we can at least say there's astral fuckery going on down there and should under no circumstances go any deeper.
You start heading back, and you get into that kind of main chamber there. And as you're walking, go ahead and roll me a perception.
11.
11. Okay. You're kind of walking, like, you feel like the ground kind of shift a little underneath you. It feels a little unsteady. And you kind of notice after it's already started essentially a vein of that strange different floor pattern carve along the side of this tunnel. It's almost like a cartoon animal burrowing, like a line of it just curving right along the edge. And you see it kind of burrow along and then kind of dip down and stop. And the edge there seems to that kind of shaly material kind of flakes and tears. And you can see this pathway isn't like collapsing out from underneath you, but it just kind of collapse down and reveal another chamber below.
A whole
That's kind of
chamber.
like a small. It seems
Or
kind of
like
missing.
a
You
small
only have
space
like
or
a
large
tear
space?
about yay wide across where this starts to collapse down that you can kind of glance to, and you can see it opens up into some sort of cavern below.
Yikes.
Oh.
If you'd like to get a close look, I mean, you can't tell what's in just at a glance. You can't really you have to like get your head really in to look
Here's-
through and see what's down there.
Here's the thing, in like you in a video game where you walk up and it's like stick head into hole question mark and you're like yes and no, or you're like
And you're like,
why
quick
would I-"
save.
Yeah, exactly. It's like why would I do that? Quick save. I push my luck.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Let's see what's in here. Something
With teeth.
Something.
A lot of teeth coming right at you.
That's a 20.
Nice. Looking down, you can see a chamber that seems like a decent sized chamber. Not huge. You can see the entirety of it from above. It seems like it was kind of either a pocket that just became in existence or was just a small opening that had no natural tunnels leading to it or only collapsed ones. And you can see the floor in this area seems to like kind of be radiating out that same kind of strange floor pattern, that weird textury shale stuff. And in the very center of it, a statue of some sort. That seems to be made of, I can't tell if it's stone or metal. It's not the same reflective material that this other stuff is. And the shape seems strange and writhing and hard to make out from this distance.
Does it seem large or like large statue?
Taller,
Statue?
the statue would probably be large sized. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I can't like snag it with a grappling hook and pull it up.
No, it seems to be fairly planted into the ground there, and it's heavy, big looking. You know what it's made out of.
Oh.
It looks almost like a mass of tentacles, but you can't really make out more detail than that from
Well,
this
that's
distance.
good.
Squidward.
But it is in the tunnel itself that's leading below the tunnel itself that's leading back towards your dwarven door.
At least it's not leading back to the dwarven window. Well, I guess it is eventually leading back to the bar or the window, but
In a roundabout way.
In a way.
what?
Everything leads back to the door and window eventually.
You don't see anything alive moving because of the occupants of this chamber.
Let's
To the
do.
dwarven window, to the dwarven wall.
To the dwarven
So the dwarven sweat drop down.
and
Morrigan's great golden balls.
That came back. It came back around in such an amazing way. Let's burn a spell slot for primeval awareness.
Okay.
Are there? I mean, the answer to some of this is yes. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead within 6 miles.
Aberrations and celestials.
Mm-hmm.
Could be worse.
Could be
Could be all 6.
everything.
And they're all converging on your
One, that
location.
is each.
Even worse.
Extra slippery.
Could I fit down this?
It'd be a tight squeeze, but you're a small person. You can tell that the edge of this crease is also made now of that strange material.
So it would
So
break
you
away.
think it could break away to where anyone medium-sized could probably
Well,
squeeze through that crack.
let's set up a grappling hook and rope in case I have to get out of here quickly.
Okay.
And I suppose I'll scurry down.
Okay.
Things have gone great so far.
Yeah. You can scurry down to this area, and you see in the center. You don't have to touch it yet, but what is a statue of a mass of armor-plated tentacles with sharp tips writhing around what looks like a misshapen polyhedron in the center. I say misshapen as in it doesn't seem like it's like a symmetrical polyhedron, like it's an odd number in some way that makes the shapes have to be different for it to make a kind of spherical adjacent shape.
Geometry from beyond the stars.
And you see these kind of strange tentacles writhing around it.
This
and,
shape has more than 6 sides.
there seems
It's-
to be
it's fucking space
something
magic.
on each of the faces of it, though you have to get very close to really
It's like a
make out
fucking
what it was.
D20. Ericsson's gonna give me a magic item, and every time I roll a D20, something happens. Does it seem like it's part of the statue, or it's like
Yes.
okay?
That's
It-
just
like it.
a
It
regular
doesn't necessarily seem
a
like it
regular
could like,
D20 is
be
not included.
removed or like.
It doesn't necessarily. I mean,
It's not on a
it
flat
itself
plate,
seems
so
to
it's-
be essentially like wrapped around and coiled by these, as well as it's up off the ground a ways. There seems to be this kind of mass of tentacles wrapping around and kind of containing this thing. You don't know if there's hollowness inside of it or in the bottom section where these tentacles come from, but unless it all seems to be one piece by your vision, though very intricately carved.
Can I toss a rock at it?
Sure.
Just ping it off the metal and see what happens.
Yeah, kind of ting, ting. Nothing.
Perfectly safe.
Time to approach.
Walking up close to it, you can see strange symbols embedded in little gemstones on each of the surfaces of this. And you can make me a Arcana check.
-1. 7.
Got enough clue what any of these things are. Weird twirls and shapes and stuff embedded on the faces of this in crystalline.
Will use a piece of my parchment.
Okay.
Because I'm prepared for situations like this. To make sketches of some of the symbols and patterns and stuff. As well as a probably pretty rough sketch of the whole thing.
Okay.
If I can do it in a way.
So
that
are
makes
you
any
touching
sense.
it yourself at all, or just putting a paper up against
No,
it?
I
Are
was-
you
I was
intentionally
just-
trying not to touch it?
Yeah, I don't necessarily at the moment. I don't really want to touch it. I
Okay.
don't think I have detect magic or anything. So I do have detect magic. Spell slot. Detect magic.
It's magic as shit.
Magic is shit, huh?
The magic isn't of a specific school, maybe transmutation, probably enchantment as well.
Mind control shit. That's all I know about enchanted magic. Is it's mind
Yeah,
control shit.
essentially mind control. But the whole statue is absolutely magical, and there seems to be an even inside of the statue almost, there seems to be a core of magic to it. Something strange and different. That seems to be. I guess it does say schools of magic. The whatever's going on inside seems to be all schools of magic simultaneously. Specifically, not just
Right,
nondescript, but explicitly
Every
multiple,
school.
every school kind of combined.
Part of me wants to go.
Power stones.
Part of me wants to go back to their base camp and be like, "Yo, something fucky happened on my way home." But I feel like it'd be really awkward for me to show back up
Yeah,
an
I
hour
told you to
after I
fuck off.
left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job, kid. Fuck off. Come back. Seriously? No? Shit's fucky out here. It's still not Underdark weird, but it's weird.
And getting close and kind of, you can tell that there are, just roll me a d20, add your intelligence modifier to it.
Okay. 4 off
no.
of that 5.
Yeah. Your mind doesn't immediately think in this way, so it doesn't get this.
I don't think about magic. Well, once again, everything's gone fairly well so far. Look, if this was Underdark bullshit, I wouldn't mess with it. But this is astral plane fuckery, so I suppose I poke it.
It's fun. Are you touching it?
Yeah, I guess.
Go ahead and make
Let's see what
me a intelligence saving throw.
5.
Oh,
Ooh,
fuck.
that was but that's a 17.
17.
Lucks out. Sometimes you luck out.
Yeah, sometimes.
Candle's too dumb for this thing to take over his mind.
You just don't think magically at all, so
Yeah.
it like runs into like a wall.
As you touch it, you get this like surge. So you can, as you touch it,
Power,
you feel that the whole
unlimited
thing is
power.
thrumming. So as it go, almost like that floating eye, but more subtle. And you can feel like this jolt kind of go through you as your finger touches it, and you hear this kind of strange amorphous voice say, "Ask your question."
Ask my question.
Yeah, then roll me a d.
Harrison fucked situated.
And roll you a D. I burn it to find out the name of the Crimson Fox. That's very funny.
That's a quick
D100
save.
is a 79.
Okay. What's your question?
My question is, where is Gritch?
Where is Gritch? The voice responds, "I know not this Gritch." And then your hand pops off of this thing, and you kind of go cross-eyed for a second, and
That's not all that hard to
you
do.
like
One of my eyes.
you start to
Senses.
lose where you're at, and you hunch over, and your kind of vision blurs, and you kind of come back to your senses, shoveling dirt from the ground into your mouth, and eating it. And you kind of like, and you realize like you've not been in your own mind for the last couple minutes, and have probably eaten like a near stomach full of dirt.
Digress.
Fuck.
Got him.
Goddamn.
Watch what I'm gonna make this weird bird guy do.
It's just some kind of astral prankster. What's this guy eat?
Am I still in that room?
Listen,
with
that was the best roll.
Yeah,
that
you're in
you
the same
could-
place.
This has been a fucking weird day. Back to the surface, I suppose.
A couple hours later, he comes rolling up with some dirt caked on his beak and some strange parchment in his hand.
What the fuck happened to you?
This has been a weird day.
What you got?
You want it in order of weirdness or chronological order?
Let's go chronological first.
Okay.
Unless there's something dangerous coming.
Not that I'm aware.
It's the other
Yeah.
5 minutes. And there was a demon.
You'll be here in like 5
He's
minutes.
gonna be here in
Now.
15 seconds.
the door.
You said you wanted it in chronological.
And right now, we're all about to be killed by a demon. End of story. Oh god!
Oh, Jesus.
That does sound like a D&D
flaming
sketch.
sword.
I told him I wanted the bad
The
news.
Balrog, the
He said he
Balrog
wanted
just
the
comes
name.
up the steps.
The interplanar incursion is
Incursioning.
still in full swing.
Yeah.
The Celestials have set up base camp. As far as I can tell, there's 3 of them. Big angel lady we saw, and at least 1 elf. Not sure about the 3rd one. The way they were described makes me think they're also probably some sort of celestial elf. They're hunting a interplanar criminal. Extraplanar parasite attached to a Thrykean.
Don't know what that is.
Somewhere in the Underdark. Told him to keep an eye out for him. It's straight up incursioning. Stuff from the astral plane is popping in quite regularly. Githyanki, displacer beasts, at least 2. They ate the Githyanki, and I'll describe the crazy statue as well as I can and hand over to our resident wizard and
Go ahead and make
Yag's
your
assistant the sketches.
That is a 15.
The statue depiction rings no bells for you. You immediately recognize all of these rubbings. They're different constellations
Oh.
that are the known constellations in the sky of the
Do
material
the-
plane.
Do the constellations have like an association? Like you saying that it's magic as shit, does like each one correspond with like a...
You would know that each constellation has a like the number of stars, it has a name that's given to it, a thing that it looks like, that's kind of the thing it connects to, and that each one is kind of thought to be connected to a character trait, like, you know,
Like
bravery or different ones. Like each one would be like people who are like born if the constellation was particularly visible, a certain one on that night. That character is gonna that player. That person, DM brain, that person is believed to be like, oh, they were born on this, they're going to be a creative because they were born on the night that this constellation was particularly visible in the sky.
So anyway, I touched the magic statue. It told me to ask the question. It didn't know the answer to the question, and then I woke up a couple minutes later eating dirt.
That
Literally or
sounds-
figuratively?
Well, if you look at it,
Like you fell or...
I think he
Bit
was
of column A, bit of column B.
okay.
Dude,
So,
you might as well
pretty
be eating
big juju
mushrooms.
going on. Of course, you could have been eating mushrooms this weekend. All right, well, we'll get that summarized for the dwarves.
We also need to find a way to make it extremely clear to the dwarves not to keep going, because the celestial security system won't be able to tell the difference between them and anything they're hunting.
kill on sight.
Yeah.
So unless they're ready to
I get
tango with
nobody
the-
said incinerate, but
But
that's
it's
the
heavily
impression I get.
implied.
Is incinerate. I might just be pulling that word out of nowhere, but I feel like incinerate's what's going to happen. So,
Listen, hey, you're the expert, man.
um,
All right. I am really interested in that statue, but incinerate is a big, big
You
difference.
know that.
could we get to the statue without having to go
Give
past
me-
the security system?
Go ahead and give me a like survival check.
Uh-huh.
Not for tracking, something just
7.
7.
That's a bad roll.
I mean, you think where this tear reached is your guess is that it's further down this path than the eye turned around from. So you think it's close enough to the door. It's out of the patrol radius of the eye.
But however, it's not outside of the astral fuckery
Right,
zone.
right,
So
right.
we should probably move in force if we want to check it out.
Right, and if you... Because it's not outside the astral fuckery zone, my assumption is that if we want to see it, we should see it soon, before their patrol route expands.
We're all here. Wanna go on
I
a
don't know.
little
You guys
trip?
want to go on an adventure to go see a magic fucking statue?
No thanks, I'm not hungry.
Inspiration.
Yeah, sure, I can guide you there.
So-
I want to go touch it.
Sure.
The group of you can fairly easily go down this path, and it's probably 15-20 minutes of walking before you get to where this tear ends.
And then I lost my fucking mind and ate a bunch of dirt for 5 minutes. Huh. I want to go touch it.
Can I roll
And
another
without a
Arcana
check,
to
you
see?
guys could climb down the rope, get into the room,
I can, and I'll
light
even,
the
like,
room if you want.
and I'll
so
even,
see
like,
as well.
since I have a climbing kit and stuff, I'll actually, like, set a python and,
Yeah.
like set
Do
up
it
some
proper.
little...
With the right material, no check required. Everyone can take their time, climb down into this. You're not under any duress. You're all inside the chamber. You can have torches out, whatever.
Light
It
it
is
up.
lit, and you can see this. The floor of this, like, it's almost like spreading like a vine. This strange metallic-y shale flooring that seems to originate from where this statue is. The statue itself seems to be metallic, but not made of that material. Made of something much harder and more like a traditional metal.
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna-
still there.
I'm gonna sit
Statue's
over.
all
I'm gonna
still
sit over here in the corner. I'm not feeling so good. What?
Could I roll? Could I roll another Arcana?
I already
now
know
that
what my
like,
question
Yeah.
is.
like,
I won't
see if
go.
I can. That's a 19.
19. You with a more magical and you with
High-minded.
your love for astrology.
Astronomy.
You can tell that you immediately, like, the numbers game makes sense to you. This is a 13-sided polyhedral. You know there are 13 major constellations. You also notice there are 13 tentacles kind of wrapping and going around this thing. And each one of these is essentially each gem set in the face of one of these is a different constellation on each of the faces of it.
Gotcha.
So I wonder if what tentacle you touch determines what. Yeah.
What sign was I born under?
With a 19 as well,
Oh. Hey, supplementary materials.
You're
with a 13 as well,
Oh, is this
I
the
will
puzzle
say
thing you're
you-
really excited about?
can explain to them these thinks.
I love puzzles.
At the very least, it's supplemental
Really,
content.
because Kaz get pizza.
The Constellation.
Just one
I
puzzle.
love supplementary material puzzles,
Vehemently.
especially. Constellations. Astra, the fox, caring, 15 stars.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Isopetra, the spear, focus, 15 stars. Strix, the horn, spirit, 16 stars. We're gonna skip that one for later. Hello Derma, the star, adventurous, 10 stars.
Oh, damn.
Timaeus, the serpent, resolve, 14 stars. It says 14, but I assume it's 14 stars. Procision, the archer, intelligence, 16 stars. Leonto, the hawk, self-sufficiency, 12 stars. Anthozoa, the wave, patience, 12 stars. Sorry.
None of us.
Tyro, the vortex, creativity,
Not
13
us.
stars.
Hey.
Range of fire, the scepter, luck, 14 stars.
Not
None
us.
of us.
Especially not me.
Corax, the ox, athleticism, 16 stars. Or 18 stars. Excuse me. I keep saying 16 stars. I don't know why. Indri, the shield, leadership, 10 stars. And this is a second.
And that's the second copy of things. Okay. And this is what each surface of the prism looks like.
Oh, it's so cool. The one I skipped for my own resources was Megadipitus, the raven, cunning, 15 stars. But I just was seeing armor and skipping that. I'm like, that might be a secret.
Who was born on
What was the? What was? Can I see?
Yeah.
So we've got to figure out which one is which.
Well, so it's. Let's see.
Okay, which
Can I see a
one's...
copy of the...
Let's look at the one with the most stars.
No, because there are a lot of them have like 6 and.
Only one has 6.
Yeah, only one has 6.
But there are multiples with like 15 stuff.
So which one has 6?
I
Right
don't
here.
know. Hold it up out like this and squint at it and try and figure out what the ancients have
Okay,
named
so
it.
that one is strict.
Well, let's see. There's 3 dots over here and 1 dot over here. So
Right. I mean, this isn't
that's
like-
a fucking ship on the full sail.
There isn't like a puzzle to put together yet, though. Like that's the thing. Is like this is probably like the Viper, and this is like we can name them and figure them out, but that we don't have anything to put that to right now. That's just us faffing around.
I poked it. Told me to ask a question.
Right.
Well, at first it felt like it was fucking
Not
with my mind.
poking?
Do you know where you poked it?
Roll an intelligence check.
I show him on the
Yeah,
statue.
show me on
Right.
the
Yeah,
stats.
that's
The
the
stats. 9 controls you
Roll an
read.
intelligence for memory. If you have history.
Intelligence check is
like,
2.
2?
Yeah, that's a pay attention. Can I roll an intelligence to be
Did you-
like, okay,
Did you miss?
he's
Did you
about
miss
this
the,
tall, his arm would touch like here.
Did you miss the point where I passed out and ate dirt for 5 minutes?
You can go to what you think would be the most natural angle for him to poke from and touch there as well. If you
Well,
want.
I just want to like see if that lines up with like a particular constellation.
You think that with where he was standing, he was probably in line with the surface of the polyhedron that would be related to Rangifer.
Rangifer. Sorry. I need the sheet.
So the scepter.
The scepter luck. That lines up.
Oh no, did Erickson just give us a really big spin the wheel mechanic? And
We love those.
And now we are all our characters starve to death in the Underdark because we
Spinning
won't
the
stop poking the statue.
Huh. Crazy.
Can't.
Can I don't think the spell works this way, but I don't think identify would help me much here, right? Like
You'd have to touch it to cast it.
Oh, right.
You can find out what it does for you if you touch it and cast it.
I kind of want to. Okay, I kind of want to put my hand on the on what I would assume the serpent constellation would be to me as.
Can you show me the picture of the one you're
yeah.
gonna touch?
Probably this one.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Count the stars real quick.
Hey, I'm sorting these.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This one has 15. So it's, this one isn't.
No, it's one with 14. Here, can I see?
took one with
Can I see that one right
This one has
there?
15.
I'm gonna steal that.
This is a great mechanic. I love this. I love puzzles.
Okay, which one did you just put down?
The long one.
11, 12. That's 12. So that's not it.
This is
It's
kind of
probably
going
this
exactly how I wanted, which is
long.
surprising for a puzzle. Usually, it doesn't go at all how I expect or want it to.
Hold on, I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
Which one's the
Wait,
one?
if I know what the
Which one's
I
the
know
one
what
that's
the constellations
14?
look like. I recognize.
There's
the
You have like a
multiple-
pretty good
there's multiple
idea.
14.
They all, yeah.
Do I know which one's the serpent?
You think so? You could point out the one you think is a serpent to him, and he could touch it. If you do, you want to touch that one?
Yes.
You touch it, and you get
I want to touch it with my cursed arm too.
Okay.
I want that to be
Alright.
Oh,
specific.
great. He's got to curse the
That
statue.
kind of jolt goes through you, and you're first make me an intelligence saving throw.
7.
7? Oh my! Not as bad as it could have been.
The
But
way-
that might be the top of a threshold that you would want to be above, not on. However, you hear a strange amorphous voice say, "Ask your question," in your head.
Okay. Give me a second. I gotta pull up the notes.
And I'm gonna need you to roll me a D100.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. My question. Do I need to roll first and then ask my question?
That's probably.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
The question will resolve before what happens next.
I'm going to ask.
With a 10.
Where can I find
Oh,
the
I was
grasp
working on
of
identifying
Levitus?
what these are, but apparently we just know what they are.
I mean, I have a good guess.
The voice will respond.
Just use this part.
I know not where the frozen devil leaves his claw. And you snap out of it, and then I need a D100 roll.
Fuck. 45.
45?
Somebody asked you what it does know.
Interesting. I would like you to add something to your flaws section.
Okay.
Until I tell you to not have it there, or someone else does something that tells me to tell you to not have it there
Okay.
anymore. Achieving my goal is the only thing of interest to me, and I'll ignore everything else to pursue it. You are single-minded now, more so than before, in your pursuit of the grasp of Rubyfist.
I wonder what that's like.
I want to touch it.
Everyone ought to.
Part of me wants to touch it again.
That is essentially, mechanically speaking, that is an indefinite madness. You will have that madness until you find a way to cure it.
But
Interesting.
why would he cure it? He's not. That's not part of finding the.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
So you
I
are
was
like-
already dedicated, so
But
like
this
I'm
is
just
like-
even more like.
Single track mind, this is what you're focused on. It doesn't mean you're gonna like murder your friends to do it or whatever, but it's like you're constantly like, we need to get to Underdark, we need to get to where this is, we
Hello,
need to be looking
Dharma.
into this.
It should be
Like,
10
that's
stars.
always going on in the
Hello,
background of your
Dharma.
mind.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
That's
I've
the
seen
one
this
I want
shine.
to touch.
That's,
I'm touching Hello
it's not.
Dharma.
It's not that far
You're
of a
touching them?
stretch to.
Okay.
Hello.
Go ahead and make me an intelligence saving throw.
Which is, I think this one.
10? Yeah, that makes sense. As the start. Here, write that on the back.
I
Or
was
can you
gonna ask if
write
I can
on
write
these?
on these.
Sure.
We can at least
Print
like
more
put a
off and cut them out
number.
if I need to.
Yeah.
I wanted to use this puzzle.
Intelligence
That would help.
saving throw. Do I just do it?
Because I think I'm identifying them. This one.
So your intelligence is +2, so 15.
15. That's interesting. Go ahead and you hear ask your question in your mind.
Is there treasure in the Underdark?
Of course.
Yes.
Probably.
Is this a magic fucking 8-ball?
And I need you to roll me a T100.
I love you.
Motherfucker.
The other one
You guys,
is.
maybe I'm giving you a mechanic to let you ask questions about the puzzle, and you're asking questions about things that this thing doesn't.
Well, maybe the puzzle should be more
You need
clear.
another one. You need the,
Then it's not a good
double
puzzle.
number one.
Here.
Thank you.
Johnson's like, I rolled you 100. 6.
16.
Is that what it is?
16. Use
Wait.
a 10?
Yeah.
It was a
10 plus 6. 16.
You see her kind of touch it, and then stumble back onto her butt, bring her legs up to her chest, hug it, and just start rocking back and forth.
Uh-oh. That should
You're
wear off next
essentially paralyzed.
Ah, no.
We'll see if that wears off on its own for a minute.
You wait a minute.
Yeah. 2 minutes?
Not even 2 minutes.
Well, I will continue to fuck with the puzzle. I think Lala will be alright in the
How will
meantime.
we... How
I
will
have
we-
no way of helping.
Puzzle, yeah. I'm not a healer. It's a puzzle, huh?
What?
You don't want to roll it. Yet.
Is there supposed to be an order to the constellations, or?
Well, first I'm identifying all of them. This is gonna be the hard one because there's 3 that have 15.
Yeah, I have to determine which one's a fox, a spear, and
That's probably a
raven.
spear, right?
Yeah.
That's really nice.
But the thing is,
You
we're
guys
like,
come
what
on for
even
another
is
minute
that?
while I snaps out.
Okay. There you go.
So
You kind of like come back to your unconsciousness, just sitting on the ground, and you remember touching it, asking the question, being disappointed, and then waking up, coming back to consciousness, sitting on the ground.
Well, that was stupid.
Huh.
like the fox's ears,
Right.
and then I don't know how this is a raven, but you know,
But is it closer to a fox?
doesn't look like a fox to me in any way.
Maybe we gotta ask the question, what are you?
What are
Raven or fox? Which one's which? I'm thinking fox raven.
If we just ask it
That
what,
looks like a penguin.
if we just
And
ask
that
it,
looks like a heart.
if we just
Those aren't options.
if we just
Unless
ask
it
it
be
what
like
the
wings.
point is, it gives us a dumb answer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably that's
the
kind of
thing is, like, I don't know what the end goal of the puzzle is,
Right.
right? Like,
I assume it's whatever that core of magic on the inside is.
are we? Do we have to interact with these in like a certain order?
Alright.
Oh, my
Hang
next
on.
orb, after
I'll put my
identifying them,
hand
my next orb is
on
to
it?
see if they
On
fit
it.
together.
Are you being intentional with where you put it, or you just touch it?
I will choose
One of
the
odds
raven.
First two you
Yes.
pick up fit.
You touch on Megadiptes, I think is the raven.
Negative D's.
You touch that panel. I need an intelligence saving throw. Who knows?
Hey, just quit taking.
I just want to look
That's
at
a
it.
crit.
I didn't even see
Inspiration.
it.
I have an inspiration.
Was that a crit fail?
That was.
You have an
I
inspiration?
have an inspiration.
It might be worthwhile to use. It might
I
be
fucking
worthwhile to use
feeble
it.
mind myself.
That's not.
Man, I love it when somebody says something to the DM's like,
Damn,
man, are you fucking back here reading my
and
notes?
something else, and that's not even part of it.
And
17.
something else?
You know I was going to crit fail. 17 instead. Go ahead and hit.
We're also only getting a certain number of questions because it's getting more garbled every time. If you haven't noticed.
He's going through a tunnel. Really a wormhole, but.
What is this statue?
It depicts me. Anomalous. And roll me a d100.
I need. Hang on. I need that.
I guess I'm up to poke it.
Oh, here we go. I found
I assume we're all sharing.
it. 93.
93. You see him kind of touch and then just go fall unconscious and just stone fall flat on his back.
Ouch.
He'll be okay.
So this has been like talking on people's heads, right?
He'll be alright.
I'm gonna cast detect thoughts on it.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Congratulations. You can do it at
18.
range.
Luckily for you, you feel like you connect with an entity. Like you feel like you can sense thoughts, but the thought that you sense, the surface level thought of whatever entity you're connecting to, sounds like the simultaneous noise of deafening silence with 1,000 things screaming at once. It feels like the part of your brain that perceives noise, that is trying to perceive the like surface level thoughts of this, is being taken like the shape of a brain and pulled through a hole smaller than the inside of a straw. Like you get this splitting horrific headache as you get the surface level thoughts of whatever entity you're connecting to, and then it's so painful it shocks you away from the connection.
Well, I stopped that immediately.
Yeah.
You kind of stumble away, and the only pervasive thought you feel and hear still is the word hunger.
Well, if it's hungry, there's some very nice dirt around.
So it's an anomalous. Or what did he say? Anomaly? Anomalous?
He said anomalous.
Anomalous.
So that is a statue of me. Anomalous.
Can I roll
This is basically a sugar
History or
A
religion?
what? I'm a sugar song.
song.
Yeah, interesting. Huh?
maybe like an arcane for like an extraplanar like whatever knowledge of an extraplanar entity was? That would even be religion.
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah,
Sure.
that might even be religion, honestly. Extraplanar
are-
entities.
This one would probably be Arcana check.
So there are 13 tentacles,
Yes.
and there are 13 constellations.
Yes.
13. That's what I rolled.
You rolled a 13.
Odd.
Because only one of these
You
constellations.
get the sense
has
that you're
13
speaking
stars.
to a constellation. That knowledge, you don't know why. You roll the 13 specifically.
Yeah, it's so
Your
fun.
brain is like, the thing that is in the, I understand now. This is a constellation embodiment.
Yeah,
What does that even fucking mean?
I don't know if
The
this is going to
embodiment
accomplish
of a
anything,
constellation.
but off we go.
It's like a zeitgeist. It's like when someone looks up at the stars and they pick out a constellation. It's like you're seeing like a representation of like an astral entity. That's kind of a cool.
So
idea.
there are 13 constellations on this list.
Yeah.
That not being one of them, and only one of these constellations has 13 stars.
Oh.
That's Tyro, the Vortex Creativity. So I don't know if there's
All right, I'm poke it.
You go up and touch it. Okay.
He beat me to it.
You run up and you touch it.
I might
Give
have
me
the
an
highest
We
intelligence.
say that there's only one of these that has 13 stars.
There's so much madness in this. Give me an intelligence saving.
Seriously, we should put this thing in the lobby of our
13?
Office.
13?
Just dare people to touch it.
That's not really good. It's interesting. Could be worse. Go ahead and.
Are you Tyro?
The response you get is, "That is your plane's name for me." And I need you to roll me a d100.
Has. There, there's some stuff.
Okay, we've identified.
Oh yeah, the unconscious you do wake up.
Okay.
It was 4 minutes, so you could do all that stuff you did.
27?
27, 13, and a 27. You start to suffer extreme paranoia. You have disadvantage on wisdom and charisma checks, as you are suddenly paranoid about everything going on around you. And I'm just, to avoid me having to keep track of all this stuff, for the next 30 hours you are deeply paranoid. So just think the next day, for the next 30 hours you are deeply
we-
paranoid.
Pop open that door.
Yeah, it's getting pretty musty. Yeah, let's pop that.
Disadvantage on.
Shoot the windows.
Wisdom and charisma checks.
Oh, can we do the windows?
Could do.
That'd be cooler. Probably.
As soon as you start.
It'd be cooler if you did.
if you
As soon as you start doing that.
Did I click the camera?
Oh yeah, it's going all.
Oh,
over
I'm
the
so sorry.
Oh god, yeah.
Matt, you stay.
I thought that.
Matt,
Alright, time for
Matt,
a jump
stay.
cut.
Ruben.
Yeah, I'll grab
Matt,
a
stay.
whatever you want, just so I can grab a soda pop.
Alright.
Will you grab me whatever?
It's still centered. It
This'll
looks
just-
fine.
Will you grab me a
just-
cherry coke?
Whoever's editing, cut that.
Me.
Yes.
Will.
I would love a cherry coke as
Uh,
well.
I'd love a fucking check up too, I guess.
I guess I'll take a cherry coke too.
God, why am I still hungry?
You get a cherry coke.
And you get a cherry coke. And you get a cherry coke.
God, Erickson, you've given us a puzzle, but it's like
Well, he's also given us a spin the wheel mechanic where
that
crazy
was
things
just-
happen
I know
every
it's
time.
so much fun until we fuck ourselves.
Only two
That's
of us.
probably one of the rolls.
Ooh, we should
only-
touch the
only
13
two of us
one
are messed
again
up for
and
longer
ask
than
where
5
that
minutes,
guy
so.
is.
Yeah, I'm messed up until we
those.
can cure it or we
Hold
figure
on.
this puzzle out. I'm assuming.
So this guy's Tyro the Vortex.
Ask
Right.
Tyro
Why
who
is that
that other
important?
guy is.
This is
They might know each other.
there is a Meshuggah song that I feel like is probably just written from the point of view of whatever this thing is.
I have a poem called Anomalous that is written from the perspective of somebody having a conversation with this entity. Because
Quick, read the poem and it'll give us
Yeah, I know.
hints how to solve the puzzle.
no.
Okay, why is it we've identified the statue.
Right, we know what it is, kind of.
But
But
why
what's its purpose?
Why is he Tyro but has all the other constellations on?
Well, that particular entity, when you touch the thing, is Tyro, right?
right. But why
So-
is only that one in there, not one of the other ones?
Because
What's special
because
about
he's the arms
Oh.
and
How many arms
We're
is
not-
the... It's 13.
There's
right?
13 tentacles.
because there's 13 stars.
Stars.
It's not the number of constellations.
It's the number of...
It's the number of stars.
Tyro.
I think the
Can I
random
roll-
block and the tentacles are two different things.
Can I roll another
That makes
Arcana
sense.
on Tyro?
We're just
Like,
interacting
as,
with the
as a
tentacles.
constellation. Does it
Yeah.
have some, like, I don't know, arcane meaning? I mean, obviously it's an arcane meaning.
You can make an Arcana check
Is that why the
specifically
thing
related to
inside
time.
is every?
That is a
Tyro
22.
creativity.
22.
It's all the
Astronomers
Yeah.
believe it is the furthest away. It's it's with the 20. You know that it's a 13-star constellation that is a swirling kind of vortex shape.
Is it agreed if it goes clockwise or counterclockwise? If it doesn't matter.
It doesn't pertain to the puzzle.
Yeah,
Looks like if this is it, then you've got that written as someone else. Which one of you identified as?
I did. It's on here somewhere.
Thanks.
Just flip them all over. There he is.
There he is.
Looks like clockwise to me, boss.
Once again, doesn't fucking matter. I was just if it happened to pertain to the
whether
puzzle.
you start in the
Roll me
middle
another
or start on the outside,
Okay.
though. Because if you start in the middle, it's anti-clockwise.
That one is only a tenor.
A tenor?
And I assume
Okay.
it's spinning that way, and that's why it's drawn out like that.
That sounds really good right now.
Just a tenor. Okay.
Just tenor.
They point out the vortex to you.
Vortex. You said it had like enchantment magic on it?
So, which makes sense because it drives you crazy.
Right.
So is the way to solve
Is
the
it-
puzzle? Yes. Is the way to solve the puzzle by asking the correct question?
Ask me your question. What question should I ask? Alright, here we go. I had the idea, so I have to be the
You
one
also
to
have a
fuck
higher
up.
intelligence score than I
I mean,
do, so-
Yeah.
that is also true. But
I'm too dumb to be playing with this.
The last time I touched it, I got
I
a
touched-
major
I specifically
flaw that's
touched,
gonna like screw with how I want to play this character.
What's it
Yeah,
called?
you
Typhon?
Tyro.
Tyro.
You got the most.
I'm like Tyrone.
Listen here, Tyro. Get sick of your shit.
So you touch it,
That's it.
make an intelligence save.
Motherfucker.
What is it?
It also fucked it up a little
I
bit too.
know, but it's a 3. So it's a 4.
It's 4. Okay.
I'm fucked. Okay.
You're dumb for a wizard. I haven't met many
What's your
wizards,
question?
What question should we ask?
but- Hey, no cheating.
That ruins the fun of it. You will get the answer back. The question you should ask is 2 questions.
2 questions.
What do I look like, and what have I stolen? Roll me a d100.
I'm gonna go fucking crazy. 64.
64. You also have an. Oh my gosh. You also have a new indefinite madness until you figure out how to get rid of it. I am the smartest, wisest, strongest, fastest, and most beautiful person I know.
Oh god! You have just created another Lala.
You are very high on yourself.
Very high
You
on
are
myself.
madly high on yourself.
Oh, good. Oh, I feel so bad for goddamn.
But you're like, oh, I know the right question. I know the right questions.
Yep.
Because I'm a genius.
I'm gonna look at him suspiciously.
Alright. Nope, I'm like, I'm a genius, and I slap the thing again.
You touch it again?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me another intelligence save.
I'm high. I know the answers
Share
now.
the load.
I know
Get
I know what
away!
the answers are now. That's another fucking 4.
Okay, what is your question?
What do you look like?
Is he gonna lead us to our interplanar criminal?
No, I think he's gonna get us all killed. I mean, I'm the one who found the statue.
I know. Listen, I'm the fucking best. I know all the questions asked, so of course I'm just gonna say.
The statue depicts a close view, 13 arms. From your vantage, only 4. Roll me a d100.
97.
You have the new indefinite madness. You've discovered that you really like killing people.
Oh my god.
That's 94?
97.
97, yeah. 97. That's a 95 to 100. You enjoy killing.
I enjoy.
I'm the best, and I love killing people.
Here I go killing.
Okay.
You are now John Mulaney, but like just extra.
Wait, what?
Hold on, what do you know about John Mulaney?
What do you do?
You've gone full-blown Jeffrey Dahmer on us, haven't you there,
A
buddy?
little bit. That's not good. Okay.
like,
So I'll step back
yeah.
from the statue.
The other personality.
Knock it
It's
again.
not the killer.
So I see, like, 4 arms?
You see, from your perspective, 13 tentacles.
Hmm.
I think he means we only see 4 arms from our planet?
Oh, what is the
I
constellation?
don't know, it
look
just
like?
looks like a spiral, so that doesn't really...
We only see 4 arms, but he has 13. We only see 4, but we have 14.
Why are you trying to murder me?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
I swear to God, if you try to
I'm
do
gonna
that
begin
one more time,
slowly
I'm gonna...
shuffling away.
Shuffle slightly away
And just
from
like,
himself.
like
We
watching.
only
Does
see
anybody
4,
have a
but there
what do
are
you have as
13.
a pick or shovel or crowbar or anything like that I could borrow?
What do you ask me?
You probably do, don't you, with your big bag?
That was like a whole thing that my character has both of those. I was like,
How do you know?
why are you asking? Why do you know about those?
I was just asking in general because I
So what new
Wonder
madness
if-
did Matty G get?
I wonder if
heard
he
got-
really loves killing.
Oh.
Do you think you know me?
He got the
not
worst
all that
one.
well really.
Oh
We've
boy,
been
here I go
traveling
killing
together
again.
for, like, a couple of weeks. I want to dig to see if maybe we like unearth more of the base of the statue to see if we need a different perspective on it. If that's what it's.
Double check my numbers.
Yeah, everything's good.
Well, he hasn't told us the other thing, so I can't
What?
ask the other question.
Oh. Yeah.
Do you express what you know?
No, I'm the best. I touch the statue.
I don't need them to help me.
No,
so-
I'm the best. I just touched the statue.
You touch it again?
Yep.
For fuck's sake. Roll an intelligence save. Roll an
This
intelligence
is how you
save.
die.
This one's an 18.
Okay.
Obviously, because he's the best.
What
Because
is he
he's the
stolen?
best.
He will reply that I'm very hungry and I stole a star. Roll me a d100.
27. I think somebody else already got that one too.
You did.
I did.
He touches it again, kind of stumbles back, gets a little weird-eyed, just goes, and just stares at the thing, screaming for the next 9 minutes straight.
Can I
You run up.
I don't have dark vision. I don't know where.
can I punch him to knock him out, like so he stops screaming?
You'd have to punch him quite a few times.
It's, yeah.
Like, you can try and beat him to unconsciousness if you'd like.
We don't have to do that. We can just stuff a sock in his mouth.
You guys can, like, muffle him and he's, like, incapacitated. He doesn't fight.
Okay, I've got to like grab him and like.
You can muffle
I'm
his
a
screams.
muffle his
That is a
screams.
good idea. There are things in the Underdark we
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
don't.
So I'm muffling
takes
his
You have to
screams.
hug and muffle him for the next 9
Man,
minutes
all I
until he
did.
snaps back.
All I did.
Are you
was
making your
dirt
way
for
back
5
to the door?
minutes. This thing is.
I'm
so
gonna
much
do my
better
best to
than
find my way
I
there, but
expected
I'm
to
not
do.
lighting or torturing. I think something could see me.
You know which way the door is.
You're
so
paranoid, you're not an
coming up-
idiot.
Just roll me a dex
I'm
save.
extremely paranoid. Dex save. 7.
You find the door. As you turn and just start running, you bong! As you collide directly with the door.
I think I got to this
and
helmet.
you will take 9 bludgeoning damage as you had a dead sprint face plant into a metal door.
What was that noise? Did somebody swear in Celestial again?
Is that what they sound like?
I think someone
I
said
think-
"fucky" in Celestial.
I know.
And after that, if you, they'll like the door will. If you call out, the door will open and they'll let you in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home.
Okay, they'll let you pass. You
Adventuring for today.
go home.
He stole a star.
He's very hungry and he stole
I'm
a
gonna go hide under my
star.
cover.
This really makes me think that this constellation is our celestial, or has a, what's the word I can put it?
We can only see 4.
Companion who stole the star for him,
He
and
has
hence why
13
there's
and
a.
he's stolen 1.
Oh.
Well, so now it's 14.
Yeah. Maybe we need to look at the constellation.
Oh my god! Intelligence save.
Is this not the way to supposed to solve
I know. I mean, the question
Probably.
asking
crit.
mechanic is there.
Hey!
Is it a crit?
Yeah.
Wow! No madness for you. That's what it takes to get no madness. You go ahead and ask your question.
Who did you steal the star from?
Wait, but
Damn.
Did Axel even tell you that answer?
Well, I mean, you could wait. He wouldn't have the question to ask unless I come out of my stupor in 9 minutes or whatever it takes.
Let's say
Right, because you're just there
And
for
what
like
he's- what he's-
30 hours.
And what
I have two that are permanent.
What he's
Hey,
Custody, what
hey,
he's,
I have applause.
what he's probably
Hey.
doing is pacing musingly and superiorly around the room, but musing out loud because he's just he's
Oh,
so
so there's
superior.
no time. I'm the smartest guy I know.
Stole a star. He's just like pacing the room. What was that?
And you come back to
He said a name. It was one of
Dermiers.
those.
Dermiers.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Tomius. That's what he said.
Oh, Tomius, that would make that the serpent. Yeah.
Alright, hold on. Let's put them next to each other.
Looking at the constellations on the spirit thing, is there one that has that does that one in
Tomius has
particular
4 arms.
have one fewer star than it should, based off its depiction?
pointing and saying Tomius has 4 arms.
I'm not there.
Oh yeah, you're not there.
Tomius has 4 arms!
Looking at Tomius and realizing that you are supposedly looking at the serpent, you see that constellation ahead of you. That is in your hand. And you can roll me an Arcana check.
It is a 15 or a 16. That's 19.
You're smart. You know this. That's
I'm
not
genius.
Tomius. That's not the right constellation. That doesn't look like Tomius to you.
What does it look like?
Looks a bit more like Tiro.
Huh.
And
But it has 14 stars.
well, of course it does,
4, 5, 6,
because he
'Cause
stole
he
a star from.
from.
Looking at Tiro, you notice a small gap in the tail where you think a 14th star should reside. And looking,
son of a
or
bitch.
Tomius, and looking at Tiro, you see an extra star in one of its twirling limbs.
Extraplanar parasite.
I strongly doubt that has anything to do with this.
Oh,
You can tell,
it stole something? What?
looking at it and with that check, you can tell which star doesn't belong there and where it belongs elsewhere.
So if he's
Can
modeling,
I?
Man, we moved.
Grab it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't know. Use a dagger to like.
You kind of put the dag up and this little gemstone goes onto the ground. You delicately pop it into place, and this mass of metal tentacles starts to writhe and twist as you
God,
guys
I'm
all
the best.
stumble back. And you see this, as it twists and writhes, it kind of picks up this large polyhedron out of the way, and the tentacles kind of pop and twist where all of a sudden they rise up off the ground, and each one is on a different surface of this, and it makes almost a large like claw over the top, revealing underneath a strange silvery metallic jug and a similarly silvery metallic basin next to it, both of which are like, you can hold in your hand. It's like a large saucery bowl and a large basin.
Is there liquid in the bowl?
The bowl is empty.
Okay.
The basin sloshes, and if you are looking
Into the jug.
looking into it, you see sloshing inside the night sky. It is dark with stars moving around it. It is a liquidous version of the
Probably
night
shouldn't
sky.
drink this, right?
I think it's pretty obvious you pour it into the.
What happened if I... Kendall, the bird who drank the night sky.
It sounds like a cool myth for sure. Unfortunately, that myth ends with you exploding or something. Can
You
I
already ate, or
roll?
let's not do
Can
that.
Yeah,
I do like
just
an
turn into
identify?
mud.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
you
touch
can
up my
identify
hands
on it. The Celestial Basin is a magic item in which once per day you can perform a 10-minute ritual to pour out the night sky into this bowl, upon which you will do a random roll for which constellation it depicts, which one is the one seen in the night sky, and it will have an effect based on that, giving you a once-a-day spell you can cast for that day.
Cool.
so
That's rad. Wait, so we can like pick it up and take it with
They
us?
both are carryable. They're kind of big and it's hard to like hold in your hand. Like you can carry.
We have a portable hole, don't we?
You do?
We can just
Chuck it
put it
in
in
there.
Yeah, put it in the portable hole.
so-
I assume that it's like magically won't just like slosh over or something.
Yeah, and like you can tell by the identify spell on this too that like it will only pour into the basin.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so I can't drink the night
And it
sky.
will only pour once into the basin.
You think we can fool it by like
Okay.
putting you over the top of this and then like pouring it over
As
the top?
you, as, per day. Like
What's that?
like an old Like an old episode of Scooby Doo, you go to pour it into the basin and the candle's head just slides.
I wonder if it would like move out of the way.
And I think with that,
Yeah.
we're going to call this episode. Having discovered the nature of Anomalous's puzzle, having
That was rad.
solved Anomalous's altar of the
See, I hate
unfathomable
puzzles.
and gotten the celestial base.
I was helpful.
You were. You helped a lot.
Says Matt G. You did it all.
I did it all.
Because you're a genius.
Axel's
Thank
a
you all for
genius.
watching, and we will see you in the next episode of Skygate.